Today, we're tearing down one of the most chilling villain monologues you'll ever hear. And you gotta understand, this isn't some bad guy just licking his wounds after a fight. Nope. This is a CEO analyzing a market failure and completely pivoting his entire business model. We're gonna dive right into that moment the antagonist, Mr. Sinos, stops being a rival and becomes the architect of something way, way more terrifying.
And it all starts right here. Not with a big roar of anger, but with his quiet, almost sarcastic little comment. The hero, the wanderer, he's just scored this massive victory. But for Sinos, this isn't a defeat, it's just data. He's already deconstructing how he lost with the cold precision of a master strategist.
So here's the game plan for breaking down Sinos' big rethink. First, we'll look at how he diagnoses the hero's main idea as a fatal flaw. Then we'll watch him pivot his whole strategy like a Silicon Valley startup. After that, we get to meet his new board of directors, and finally, we'll see the terrifying new product he's about to build.
All right, let's kick things off with the diagnosis. Before Sinos can even think about building a new plan, he has to figure out exactly why the old one blew up in his face. And it all boils down to one specific philosophical move his opponent pulled on him. So Sinos isn't just moaning, "Oh, he beat me." No, he's pinpointing the exact intellectual weapon the Wanderer used. This Fichtean inversion. It's this wild idea where instead of the world shaping you, you shape the world. You become the I that rules the not I. The hero became the pilot of the machine, not its prisoner. But Sinos, he sees this as a clever, one-time hack, not a real strategy for everybody else.
And this right here is the absolute heart of Sinos' entire philosophy. He is convinced that the hero's big, grand gesture of radical freedom is a niche product. It's a straight-up market calculation for him. Sure, heroism is for a few, but that craving for comfort, for safety, for a nice, predictable little glow, now that's the mass market.
And this just lays out the central conflict perfectly, doesn't it? The Wanderer is offering the sun. It's amazing, it's powerful, it's real, but it can also burn you. Sinos is betting that most people, they don't want that risk. They want the candle, a small, safe, predictable little light that just keeps the scary darkness away. And that assumption, that's the bedrock of his entire new venture.
So now that he's identified what he thinks is the hero's flawed market assumption, Sinos does what any good CEO would do. He pivots. He's shifting gears from a head-to-head fight to a full-on systemic takeover.
I absolutely love this line. He's literally using corporate speak to describe this epic battle for humanity's soul. His bet didn't fail. It just needs a little restructuring. He's moving away from a high-risk strategy that had a single point of failure to something that's diversified and, in his mind, way more resilient.
And here it is, the pivot in action. His old plan was all in on finding one perfect person, a prime subject, to build the cage, and that person failed him. So the new strategy? Outsource. Build a board of specialists, a whole committee where every member has a very specific job in manufacturing apathy. He's breaking the whole problem down into smaller, manageable parts.
So how does this committee actually take shape? Let's meet the new hires for this venture, Sinos' hand-picked board of directors for the end of aspiration itself. First on the payroll, we've got the salesman. But check out his title, the High Priest of the Marketplace. That tells you everything, right? It's a perfect fusion of commerce and religion, which is exactly how Sinos sees him. Think of this guy as Sinos' head of logistics and distribution. His core desire isn't power or faith. It's to take anything amazing, anything miraculous, and turn it into inventory, a product on a shelf. Sinos' offer is a match made in heaven for him, the exclusive commercial rights to comfort. His job is to make being lazy and comfortable so easy and accessible that no one ever has to struggle for anything, ever again.
And wow, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The hero harnessed the lightning. The salesman looks at that exact same lightning and his first thought is, how can I package that and sell it to make people docile? It's the ultimate commodification of the human spirit. All right, next up on the board, we have the Prophet of Fear. This is the risk management department of Sinos' twisted new company.
So what's this guy's deal? He is terrified of the unknown. He can't stand chaos, he can't stand unpredictability. So what does Sinos offer him? The ultimate tool, an algorithm that can predict and neutralize any obstacle before it even happens, creating a future that is perfectly, horribly static. His whole job is to make sure nothing ever really changes.
Now, this is a really key idea here. Endstoss. It sounds complicated, but it's basically just the obstacle.
The challenge, the thing in the world that pushes back against you and, forces you to wake up, to act, to grow. The soothsayer's entire job on Sinus's committee is to systematically get rid of every single instance of Enchtos from life, to remove all struggle, and with it, all growth.
And rounding out the committee, we have the third board member, the Enforcer, the parasite of the path.
This guy, he is pure entitlement. He wants all the rewards, all the glory, but with none of the actual work. And he hates anyone who actually earns their success. So what does Sinos give him? The perfect weapon. The hollow sun. All the flash and power of a star, with none of the substance. His function is brutally simple: tear down anyone who even tries to aspire to something greater.
Man, what a powerful image. Sinos sees right through him, He sees this deeply insecure, pathetic little prisoner, trapped by his own inadequacy. But by putting him in God's armor, Sinos turns all that petty resentment into a seriously destructive force aimed right at human greatness.
So, with his team in place, we get to the grand finale. Sinos spells out his new job title and the final product his little corporation is going to sell to the world.
And you can see his whole personal transformation right here. He's not the guy on the front lines anymore, fighting one-on-one with the hero. Nah, he's stepping back. He's becoming an architect, the unseen designer of a system that does all the dirty work for him. And that right there is a much more dangerous role to play.
And this is the final product, the enforced last man state. It's a society that's been engineered for total comfort, a world where everything is easy, safe, and predictable, where there's no need for heroes because there are no challenges left to overcome. It's the ultimate expression of the candle, a society designed to sell you comfort by getting rid of meaning.
And that is the final, absolutely bone-chilling twist. Sinos isn't going to force this on humanity. He doesn't have to. He's done his market research. He is completely confident that if he builds this comfortable, easy cage, people won't just accept it. They'll line up around the block and pay for the privilege of living inside it.
And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. I mean, sure, Sinus's monologue is fiction, but his strategy, using comfort, fear, and resentment to build systems of control, doesn't it feel a little familiar? So the real question is, when you look at our world, what tools, what salesmen, what soothsayers and parasites do you see building that very same cage right now?